After months of whispers echoing through the gilded halls of Buckingham Palace, a tension invisible to the public has finally erupted into the open. Subtle changes in official portraits, the quiet absences at ceremonial events, and the hushed speculations of palace insiders had been hinting at a truth too fragile and too shocking to be spoken aloud, until now. Princess Catherine, poised, serene, yet undeniably strained, has broken the silence. Her voice, steady yet carrying a tremor of raw emotion, reverberates across the palace grounds, shaking not just the walls, but the very foundations of the monarchy. Before we dive deeper, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Every like, comment, and share ensures you never miss a single revelation as history unfolds within the royal family. Catherine begins, her words deliberate, chosen with precision, not merely to inform, but to reveal something deeply personal and profoundly human. She speaks not only as the Princess of Wales, but as a mother protecting her child, laying bare the struggles surrounding Prince Louis. The term condition is mentioned with careful restraint, never fully explained, yet its gravity silences the room. The tremor in her voice betrays a delicate balance of strength and vulnerability, duty and maternal instinct. Inside Buckingham Palace, aides whisper of an almost tangible quiet, as if the golden halls themselves were holding their breath. Prince William, the epitome of composure in public, quietly steps away, leaving behind a shadow of tension. Princess Anne, known for her unshakable stoicism, is reportedly visibly shaken. The palace communication lines explode in activity. International media scrambles to verify what seemed impossible. Social media ignites with hashtags carrying Prince Louis's name, trending worldwide. Messages of concern, hope, and solidarity flood in. Yet within the palace, a somber weight of tension and grief hangs in every corridor. To understand why Catherine's statement shook the monarchy to its core, we must look back. The signs had always been there, subtle, almost imperceptible, but unmistakable to those watching closely. Prince Louis's absence from key events, cropped photographs, edited appearances, they slowly formed a pattern. During the royal Easter celebration, his name appeared in the official itinerary, yet he was nowhere to be seen. What seemed casual oversight soon became undeniable. From Christmas carols to balcony appearances, a silence around the young prince grew louder with each passing public moment. Then came the photograph that ignited Portraitgate. A family portrait intended to display unity, warmth, and public composure appeared flawless, except for one glaring omission: Prince Louis. Experts in digital forensics and photo editing analyzed shadows, spacing, and posture. Online forums erupted. The world noticed something was wrong. Each absent smile, every missing moment hinted at a deeper, hidden story. A story of silent struggles, of pain kept behind closed doors. Princess Catherine's statement brought clarity, courage, and an unmistakable human touch that resonated far beyond the palace walls. She reminded the world that even behind the grandeur and ceremony, the royal family carries vulnerabilities, fears, and a love as fierce and protective as any parent. Within hours, Buckingham Palace issued a brief statement. Prince Louis is enjoying a quieter time at home. But the public was not satisfied. Questions multiplied. What kind of quiet keeps a young prince away from public appearances? Why now, after months of speculation? Insiders reveal subtle inconsistencies in official schedules, calendar entries quietly revised, events removed. Close aides noticed Catherine growing increasingly withdrawn, attending private medical visits under strict secrecy. Every absence of Louis now aligned with a careful orchestration of medical oversight, heightening concern. Even tabloids, once relegating whispers to gossip, began reporting with unprecedented attention to detail. Briefings grew terse. Communications tightened. The palace, for the first time in decades, seemed vulnerable to human error and exposure. The tipping point came when Catherine was photographed leaving the back entrance of a high-security pediatric center alone. Her head bowed, surrounded by unmarked security vehicles. The image alone sent a silent shockwave across social media. A single misfiled document, never meant to leave the palace, revealed the truth. A technical medical note linked directly to Prince Louis. Words like progressive markers, longitudinal observation, and neurodevelopmental tracking painted a picture clinical in detail, yet emotionally heavy. This leak, factual and unembellished, shook the palace to its core. King Charles convened an emergency meeting with senior royals. Every chair filled except Catherine's. Her absence spoke volumes. Was this a quiet protest, a deliberate assertion of maternal authority, or simply a mother protecting her child? Voices rose in the room. Princess Anne, usually the model of stoicism, left in tears after confronting the council. Words were exchanged with unprecedented rawness. At the center of this storm stood Prince Louis, a child whose well-being had become the flashpoint for palace division. Love, protection, and centuries of tradition collided within Buckingham's gilded walls. Hours later, Catherine's handwritten letter was discovered in a private drawer beneath family photographs. It opened with staggering honesty. "If you found this, then I never had the strength to say it aloud." She recounted sleepless nights by Louis's bedside, consultations with specialists under pseudonyms, and the immense pressure to maintain composure for cameras while privately her world fractured. Even Prince William, strong and composed in public, had crumbled in silence, balancing royal duty with the intimate fear of a parent watching their child face unseen challenges. Trembling hands, restless nights, quiet moments at Louis's bedside, these small acts revealed the depth of their struggle. This letter was not a plea for attention. It was a testament to love, to maternal instinct, and to the quiet courage that shaped decisions away from the public eye. Catherine's vulnerability, her painstaking protection of Louis, the weight of duty, and her insistence on truth over appearance, all were laid bare. The monarchy's machinery, so adept at hiding personal pain, had never before faced such a raw, humanizing revelation. As the world watches, the palace remains in quiet turmoil. Staff scramble to tighten security. Legal teams prepare statements. Communications are locked down. Protocol, for once, feels inadequate. And through it all, one undeniable truth emerges. Behind the glittering fade, behind the centuries of protocol and tradition, a family fights not just for appearances, but for love, for protection, and for the right to face the world on their own terms. Princess Catherine's revelation is more than a story about a royal child. It is a glimpse into the intimate struggles of parenthood at the highest level. It is a reminder that no throne, no palace, no ceremonial duty can replace the raw, unfiltered instinct to protect, to nurture, and to fight for one's child. In the weeks and months to come, history will remember this not as a scandal, but as a human moment, when love, courage, and truth pierced the silence of tradition, leaving the world both shocked and deeply empathetic. One line in particular captured the unbearable weight Catherine bore. "He is slipping away, and they want me to smile." Those words echoed far beyond her personal grief. They reflected the impossible expectations of royal life, the demand to maintain composure, to smile for cameras, to uphold centuries of tradition, even while her private world quietly collapsed. The handwritten letter, delicate yet searing, was handed to William days before Catherine's public statement. At Sandringham, seated in the familiar estate of his youth, William read in silence. Meals arrived, untouched. Hours stretched and folded upon themselves. His face, pale, hollow, yet resolute, revealed a profound reckoning. The palace's plan, long-standing, rigid, and meticulously controlled, could no longer override truth. Something shifted between them. William ceased resisting Catherine's instincts, stepping aside to allow her voice to carry. In that singular moment, Personal urgency triumphed over protocol, and the monarchy faced a quiet but seismic internal shift. The palace corridors were already electric with unease, yet nothing could have prepared staff or advisors for the storm that was about to break. Catherine's letter was more than a revelation. It was a plea for acknowledgement, for justice, for her son Louis. The machinery of monarchy, trained in silence, precision, and control, scrambled desperately to contain what was inevitably unstoppable. And then came an unexpected force. One figure, often scrutinized, criticized, and considered an outsider in royal affairs, stepped forward, Prince Harry. Years of exile, scandals, and quiet observation had honed him into someone uniquely positioned to act. Watching the media frenzy, headlines flashing, speculation rampant, Catherine's every move analyzed, Harry recognized a truth. Silence no longer protected anyone. Without waiting for palace permission, aides, or intermediaries, he picked up the phone and called Catherine directly. The moment crackled with intensity. Catherine paused, a flash of surprise, caution, and hope crossing her features. Harry spoke not as a prince or a rebel, but as someone who understood, intimately, the suffocating weight of public expectation. "I know what it's like to be kept in the dark," he said softly, firmly. "You have to tell them. They'll never understand if you don't." For 37 minutes, they spoke uninterrupted. No aides, no recordings, just two voices across the Atlantic, bound by grief, fear, and determination. Catherine listened quietly, absorbing the encouragement she had desperately needed. Across Montecito, Meghan reportedly reacted with tense disbelief, a reminder of the fractures that had led them abroad. Yet for Harry, this was not about division. It was about breaking a cycle of secrecy and fear. He saw in Louis' story a mirror of his own battles against scrutiny, expectation, and isolation. Catherine would later describe Harry's words as the nudge I needed, the reminder that she was not alone in facing the palace's immense pressure. Encouraged, emboldened, and with renewed clarity, she prepared to make her voice heard. And then, another surprise. William, who had remained silent, picked up the phone. For the first time in months, two brothers, hardened by history, divided by circumstance, spoke directly. No aides, no intermediaries. The conversation did not resolve everything. It did not undo months of tension or decades of protocol. But it reopened a door long slammed shut, and for the first time, truth and family took precedence over appearance and hierarchy. The corridors of Buckingham Palace, once echoing with centuries of rehearsed composure, now vibrated with uncertainty. Every aide, every royal staffer, sensed the tectonic shift unfolding. History was being made, not with pomp, ceremony, or decree, but through courage, vulnerability, and an unflinching assertion of truth. As the world watched, the letter's impact rippled outward, reminding all that behind the crown, behind the protocol, behind the gilded walls, there beats a pulse of humanity, fragile, defiant, and uncontainable. The stage was set. Catherine's voice was ready. Louis' story could no longer be silenced. And in that quiet yet seismic moment, a new chapter of the royal family began. One where truth, love, and courage would rewrite the rules of the game.